Mary Magdalene Mading. I am 63 years old. I was diagnosed with colon cancer.
I'm a Ho-Ting-Yi. My age is 62 this year. Okay, my one is actually a prostate cancer.
I am 63 years old, breast cancer survivor. My name is Dayang Mariani Abang Zing.
Nama saya Nur Azrina binti Adas. Saya berumur 30 tahun. Saya bersakit kanser cervix stage 2B.
I knew that something wasn't right within my body, and I sensed that something wasn't. I don't feel good and I don't feel right, So I went to the clinic, and every time I go to the toilet, I always have fresh blood in my stool. So I went to a family clinic, and I was told that it was bowels. I don't seem to get well. I still have the same problem. So I went back to the same clinic. Then she said, I think we need to go for colonoscopy. Operation was done successfully on the 16th of August, 1 week before my birthday.
The year 2007, I started to do a PSA. The doctor, when I do go for my normal blood test, they introduced me to do the PSA. When the first time I do the PSA was 1.21 only. It's well below the 4. It's considered normal. Then after every 2 years, I do the PSA. After a few years, the reading more than 4 already. More than 4. It went to 5 or 6 like that. See, the first time I do the biopsy, there's nothing detected. There's no cancer. So I didn't do much anything. I started to do a lot of readings and find out what is PSA and then how PSA related to prostate cancer. Because first time the biopsy can detect something. Then I talked to the doctors. Then we go for this MRI to check where the locations of the breast are where possible. Then we do another biopsy again. And this time it's not a normal biopsy. That's why I have this cancer treatment.
I actually every year will do my mammogram. That year was a bit delayed because I was away having fun, having a reunion with my uni mate in Hawaii. Okay, and when I came back, it was Ramadan. After the 5th day of Ramadan, I started having my menses, so I stopped having Ramadan. But that night there was a twinge at the left side of my breast, and I felt that that was God's will, that I should touch where I usually don't touch. I do my own breast examination all the time, but not at that far end. And true enough, there was something there. So that's when we went to see the doctor.
Memang saya dah tahu memang saya akan kena kanser sebab my late mom, arwah ibu saya, sudah pass away lah. 2008 dia breast cancer stage 4. So saya memang dah siap-siap, saya dah prepare, memang saya akan kena lah. So tiba-tiba saya bleeding, last day saya period lah, hari ke-7. So saya bleeding, terus saya macam lemah tu, saya kekurangan darah. First dekat kapit tu, doktor tu mau cucuk saya. Sebab tak, bukan saya nak cakap, kepala saya masih belum pernah bergaul dengan mana-mana lelaki masa tu, boyfriend ada. Memang plan nak kahwin. So saya dah discuss dengan bapak saya semua. You discuss dengan your boyfriend kan. Nanti dia tak kisahkan kalau you selalu cucuk-cucuk kan, hospital doktor akan check di dalam survey kan. Dia ambil saya punya sampel, dia cakap ada isi di dalam. So dia ambil, dia hantar ke air, dia cakap lah. So lepas tu dia refer saya hospital Sibu. Hospital Sibu hantar saya pergi hospital Kuching.
Oh, terrible feeling. I literally cried, and the first thing that comes to my mind was my family. How are they going to cope without me? After a few weeks, I became aware that life needs to go on. So I picked up my medicine, and then I went for this illness. Yes, I have to fight for it.
The cancer, the word itself is very scary. I think I'm unprepared to read out all the things what can be prepared for yourself. Right? So I'm taking care of my food, taking care of exercise, all these things. I think I tell myself that I think well, we have this cancer already, and so you're prepared, especially for prostate cancer. We're able to accept that and see how to manage it properly.
The diagnosis came on the eve of Hari Raya. When I went into the office and said, oh yeah, it's positive. So we were stunned. We both of us just looked at each other. I can't cry, it was more shock than anything. And I was mad that he did not give me that buffer. When we went home, we were in the car. The driver was a bit, because both of us are very chatty in the car, so he felt the silence, you know. I rush up, it's only then in my ensuite living room, in my bedroom, that I started crying. Of course, everybody said, why me? You know. And I have 2 sons who are going for their exam that year, one from 5 and one from 3. So it was like I needed to be there, and there I was. I can't do much, you know. So it was really, really tough. But I was quite fortunate because I had nursed a girlfriend who had cancer earlier on, and I read everything about it because she was all blur and I was the supporting person. So I was in a much better position because I was in the know. Sometimes my doctors always said that, oh, you know too much. Because I really, really page by page and trying to understand what went through me, you know, what chemo that I had to go through.
Yeah, first tu saya memang reda, okay lah, as long bukan adik saya yang kena. Bukan adik saya kena sebab saya only sister, saya seorang perempuan, adik saya 2 lelaki. Okay, saya terima sebab doktor cakap mungkin antara you adik-beradik mungkin akan kena lah. So saya kena, saya okay, jangan adik saya lah. So mula-mula saya memang down, tipu lah tidak down. Memang tak ada, just my daddy, dad, adik saya. Adik saya 2 orang lelaki, semua lelaki, so saya perempuan. So saya kena kuat sebab saya kesian dengan bapak saya. Bapak saya dah tak ada perempuan, saya seorang je perempuan dekat rumah, so saya kesian lah. And then adik saya waktu tu umur saya kena, saya umur 26, adik saya pun masih seorang masih sekolah, seorang lagi masih continue study. So saya kena kuat lah, so kena so positif. Tak semestinya saya kena sakit ni esok lusa saya terus, so saya positif. Sebab lagi pun doktor pun cakap saya baru stage 2.
My first visit to RTU clinic was meeting with Dr. Brent. I was asked to meet him. Then he explained to me the needs to go for radio and chemotherapy. Then he said, you'll be okay, he said like that. I had 6 chemotherapy and 28 cycle of the radiotherapy. And it took me almost 1.5 years to finish, and thanks God, the cancer left me.
So RTU never been before, so come in. So I heard a lot of people before that. I heard people say that like the side effect is quite severe. Some people say that even have done many years ago. There's a burn mark there also. So a bit worried. In fact, I tried to delay also. Like since my reading is very quite a low levels, but then what the doctor said that you have this, is confirmed that you have the cancer cells. Why are you not doing anything? So then finally I decided to go for this radiotherapy lah. And then there's 20 sessions of the radiotherapy. Surprisingly that I've gone through that already. There's no side effect at all on me lah. I don't see any mark also. Right.
It was pleasant. Just to recap, after the surgery here, I went to HUKM. I didn't have a mastectomy, I only have a lumpectomy, right? At the same time, my chemo port was put in during that time. So when I first came here, I was all ready to do my radiotherapy or chemo, whatever need to be done. But most unfortunately, what happened was my chemo port get dislodged. I had a blood clot, thrombosis out here. So I flew back to HUKM and they did the blasting. Yeah. So that's how I ended up having to take warfarin. That was always my fear, my little vein, you know. So I had 33 cycles of radiotherapy and I had 4 cycles of chemotherapy and 3 cycles of Zometa. Well, I had no problem except, of course, I wish it is more comfortable in the waiting room. Yeah, and I even brought this up to Prof. Singh to say that please help. Even though I'm 10 years over, but I know that there's when I come back for my visit, it's very hot and very cramped. Yeah, I hope something is done to the cancer unit.
First tu memanglah nervous. Lepas tu saya tengok saya saja muda. Lepas tu saya cakap, semua orang tua. Lepas tu saya cakap, tak apalah, ketua saya okey lagi. Orang tua kan suka chit-chat. Dia bagi positif, cakap-cakap. Lepas tu saya tengok nurse pun, nurse, doktor, semua okey, cantik-cantik, handsome. Lepas tu saya sini dalam masa sebulan, baru dia orang mau buat apa? Treatment macam chemo, radioterapi. Saya buat chemo pun 25 chemo 5 kali, radioterapi 25 circle dengan HDR 3 circle. Time tu memang saya down lah. Saya tak bagi tahu semua kawan saya. Saya tidak mau dengar benda positif. Saya tidak mau kawan saya cakap, kesian kamu, saya tidak. Dan saya mau positif. First saya masuk sini tipu lah, tak nervous. Saya imagine macam-macam. Seorang cakap mesin besar lah, nanti you ni lah. Saya cakap, tak apalah. Kalau tak, saya tak ada pengalaman, saya cakap. So saya scan semua, x-ray semua, taklah sakit macam orang cakap. Kalau radioterapi macam x-ray biasa je, saya baring relax, tak sampai berapa minit. 17, 18, 19, 20, 3 tahun saya dah jadi sihat macam ni.
These challenges has made me become very strong. It's not the end of the road. It's not the end of the road. I appreciate all the things that the government has given us.
When I found hepatitis cancer, I think I also know that stress itself will get the cancer worse. So but the last year that actually I stopped working. In fact, I'm 61 years old already. I just take the opportunity to stop working and relax. Spend the time to do what I want to do rather than continue working. At first, I did go for find out what is the cost outside. In fact, there's some issue on insurance, and actually insurance don't cover all this. So at the end days, I decided to come back to this hospital, which I think is as my wife is also a government servant, so I get all these treatments.
I'm most fortunate. My husband is in the government, so I don't really have to pay practically a lot of money, except for, when I was in HUKM, I have to fly over, put in the chemo port, I have to pay for those, and pay again when I have to take it out. I'm financially okay. But it bleeds me also to know that there's a lot of people who can't afford. Now that we do, what has changed also, I've become very much into counseling, and I know that a lot of people faltered because they can't afford to come. You are burdened with the illness. Now you're burdened with the finance. These are part that I think we hope we can make a voice to the government and make changes, right? Okay, emotionally, I'm always a very high-strung, very gung-ho kind of person. I think that has, slower me down. And of course, you look refuge into God, you know. And I was also very fortunate. I have various society praying for me when I was critically ill. One thing I learned to be a bit more patient, because sitting in RTU waiting for hours, okay, has made me a little bit slower and a bit more patient. I started to volunteer myself with special children. I have friends who had never gone to church for a long time, started putting candles for me in the churches that they are in all over the world. It has not only brought me nearer to God, it also brought some of my other friends nearer to God, you know.
Saya masa treatment, berat saya 35 kilo. Sangat tidak cantik waktu tu, tulang saja. Nasib baik boyfriend saya sporting, it's okay, nanti you okay, itulah. Doktor, nanti tengok sekarang pun saya dah 59. Lepas tu habis chemo, saya habis semua treatment, saya memang tak dapat angkat. You tahu saya pergi mall, saya mau positif ke saya bawa boyfriend, saya masih boyfriend dia. Saya pakai kursi roda, saya tidak malu, saya enjoy dalam mall. So, banyak orang cakap jangan makan ni, jangan makan ni. Saya cakap saya perlu enjoy saya punya life. Kalau saya tidak makan ini, saya tak rasa. Lagipun saya tahu saya makan pun bukan banyak pun, so selera sekarang pun dah tukar tak macam normal.
Yeah, with the support also from my family and friends. They are the one who has been together with me. They are the ones who can identify the suffering and the pain that I have gone through.
I couldn't say I appreciate who lah. I will say that because of this PSA, I've done a lot of study and I fully understand what is this prostate cancer already lah. So if you ask me who I appreciate, I think I will say myself. Because once I do a lot of studies and I also share with my family, my wife my wife, I think they all know about this lah, so they are okay lah. Because so for my knowledge, I say lah, knowledge is a power lah. That get you to be comfortable lah.
Oh, of course, my husband. I can feel that as a caregiver, a lot of pressure is also on him. I know he wants you to be better, you know, to be by me all the time. And also, you know, you get grumpy and you get horrible because you are stressed yourself. And he was always there positively. And of course, my children, you live for them, you know. The reason why you want to plow on also is because my children are young. I want to see them married. I want to see my grandchildren.
Paling saya hargai husband saya. So dia tak pernah pun cakap saya nanti tak dapat ni dengan saya ke apa. Tapi kedua, yang dedicate saya sampai sekarang adalah doktor lah. Kadang-kadang doktor tak kenal saya tegur, saya tak kisah sebab saya berhutang budi. Family saya of course lah, family saya pun terus terang lah, memang tak semua yang support saya. Yang support saya pun aunty yang my mom side, dengan saya punya husband dengan adik lah.
Never give up hope. Let the hope, faith, love and courage be your companion.
People like me are lucky. I know the PSA first before the cancer. So in that category, I know what is coming in. So I advise people not to see PSA is very important. You go for the check-in, then you know what is coming in. Knowledge is the power to do that.
I always believe that there's always a light at the end of the tunnel. Be brave, stay healthy. The most important thing is eat well. A lot of people, I don't know, especially Chinese, have a lot of taboo. You cannot eat this, you cannot eat that. You're not having confinement, okay? You're having cancer. Makes a lot of difference. No hot, no cold. No, please. The most important thing is beef up yourself before you go for your chemo. Yeah.
Satu je, first dengar kata doktor, jangan skip doktor. Lepas tu positif. Yang paling penting anggap tu diri tu macam demam biasa. Just check up, jangan takut. Jangan sekali-sekali takut tanya doktor, apa ini, apa itu, apa ini. Kalau tak pasti, kadang Google tak semua betul. Tanya doktor, tak payah takutlah pergi hospital. Bukan doktor bunuh pun, doktor nak tolong. Untuk yang mana sakit-sakit baru tu, tak kira stage 1, 2, 3, 4 kah, just datanglah, please jumpa doktor. Dengar kata doktor, jangan skip. Saya sekarang pun sampai saya tanya doktor, bila appointment saya? Kenapa lama sangat? Doktor sakit baru, jangan down. Anggap demam biasa. Kawan-kawan ada, tak akan ada orang pandang rendah dengan kita. Percayalah.
The best gift is to be alive. To be alive, to be breathing. Stay positive. And if you have any doubt, share. Talk to us. We have a helpline, the SCAN helpline. We are there to show you that you are not alone. You have people who are like us, who are survivors, who are able and willing to be with you anytime that you need us. Yeah? And I have been doing this all the time for the last 10 years. So for those who are newly diagnosed now, do come to see or listen to us or talk to us. You don't want to see us, never mind. Now COVID, don't see us, call us.
We have been through this, you're not alone.